Mr. Primetime.
3 more to go.
3 more to go.
Season
Thank God for
cannot
that.
end soon enough.
Yeah, I agree, man. This is.
I wanted to bring Coach Gase on to start the show, and I was about to do it. We were about 5 minutes prior to the show starting. I was like, you know what? I can't sit here and answer questions as if we're Coach Gase with the amount of times that he's already been given a pass by the media. How they continue to hammer away at Sam Darnold. The kid has no answers. He looks pathetic. I mean, I defend him every chance I get. He looks lost up there trying to answer these questions. You got to feel bad for him at some point. And yeah, they keep hammering away at him. They hammered away at the Greg Williams situation, but Adam Gase gets a pass with all of it. They don't ask him the same kind of questions that they do for everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's like after the game was embarrassing. Today was even more embarrassing. And like Darnold it's just like, what's up? Well, hold on, we're getting there. We're getting there. Everybody, hold on. I feel bad for Darnold, dude. I think he's just down and out, like a lost cause because he's got no support. Like Adam Gase coming out and saying, "Oh, we're failing him around. Like there's all breakdowns around him, but you're not fixing the breakdowns, man. You're leaving him out to die at this point." And that
situation every week.
Yeah, and it's just getting worse and worse. And now you see it's translated to the field now where he's defeated, man. It is
on the field and off the field.
Yeah,
he has no confidence the way he's answering these questions, the way he's playing. He's not trusting his reads.
Nope.
Even the simple plays that he used to be making, even last year towards the end of the season, some of the things he was doing, he's not doing anymore. He's lost.
No. I mean, he took a sack yesterday. He was running. He runs for a 2-yard loss. He runs out of bounds for a loss. Doesn't throw the ball away. I mean, he's broken. He's battered. He's dazed, confused, and it's sad to see. It's sad to watch. It's sad how the Jets are handling it. And I did a video a couple hours ago. I just don't understand what happened to this media, this big bad media that likes to bash the shit out of Bowles, bash the shit out of Rex, rip McCagnon, rip Idzik, rip everybody up and down, and they're laying off Idzik, or laying off Gase.
That too. Yeah.
But like you watch the press conference, I'm like, wait, listen, they hammered Greg Williams last weekend. They hammer him to down the X's and O's. And Gase, your offense scored. Like the story of yesterday wasn't the defense giving up 40 points. The story of yesterday is your offense with 3 points that was going backwards. That couldn't do shit. And they're sitting there talking about, well, with the loss of Greg Williams. Then the one when asked about Geno Smith, that was a question they asked, which was embarrassing. And then the minute Gase leaves and Sam Darnold comes out, the fucking claws come out and they roast the kid.
Yep.
If you want to roast somebody, roast the guy that ruined your franchise. Roast the guy been here for 2 years that just destroyed the organization that were historically one of the worst teams in the history of football. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And they don't hold them accountable. And you know what? If they need a list of questions to ask, I'm more than willing to supply them. I'll be that asshole. I'll give you the questions to ask because clearly you don't want to do your job. Either you're lazy, you've lost interest, or you're scared of the coach. Either one of those three, it's embarrassing as a journalist in New York. Seriously.
Well, scared of the coach and or they want to keep their source for the last couple of weeks and have their breaking news stories.
But what news stories do they have, dude?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they haven't broken anything all year. So why they still have some kind of allegiance to Gase? It seemed like a couple of weeks ago they were starting to break it. Yet now again, like the way they hammered Greg Williams and even today and yesterday with Sam, it's not the same. It's like they're scared of Gase. Or like they still know that he still has some power left at this point, which I hope isn't true. But why else would they tiptoe around him like this? He has no answers. His answers are the same week after week about practice, and I got to look at the film. How are they not like doubling down and like asking follow-up questions? And they just sit there and take it, whatever he gives them.
But and then it's like it's just like I was thinking about it before. It's just like the whole planning of Frank Gore. What's up, Miguel? I mean, like and regardless of what you think about Josh Adams and Ty Johnson. They looked very good the week before, where you had your first 100-yard rushing of the season, 100-yard rushing for the first time this season.
Yep.
Right? The following week, in a lost season, you'd be like, you know what? Let's see what this kid has. We start them. Hey, let's even feature him to see if we catch lightning in a bottle. If you want to sell us winning, like trying to win the game, like that whole bullshit, even portray it, Ty Johnson starts. Ty Johnson gets 25 carries, and you run him to the ground and say, okay, what can this kid handle? And then when he can't handle it, you have Josh Adams to carry, who is getting 8 yards a carry. Like, Just see what you have. They don't even do that. And they don't ask him about it. Frank Gore is going to start. At some point, call him out. Why, coach? He's not going to be here next year.
Well, no,
He's older than dirt.
I thought Gase answered that today, that it was part of the game plan, but there were too many 3-and-outs.
Yeah, but then you say this is bullshit. Say week in and week out, you say the same fucking thing. Well,
that's what I'm saying. But sometimes they'll have the initial question, but then they don't follow it up when he gives the same generic answer.
How many times have we heard, well, we prepared for this, but the defense wasn't what we expected? Okay, coach, what did you expect? And how did you, secondly, how did you adjust to challenge that defense then? Okay, if you didn't expect it, you saw something on the field, because obviously you're standing there, hopefully. Yep. How did you change it? What did you adjust? And what did you adjust? And how did that not work? Ask these follow-up questions. Don't ask him to Sam fucking Darnold. Ask him to the goddamn coaches how to do all this shit.
Yeah. And it's still amazing to me that to this point in the season, with how many answers he's given about got to look at the film, how somebody hasn't asked him, hey, coach, if a player comes up to you and says, like what we're asking you right now, what went wrong on this play? How do I avoid this happening again? What does he say to them? Got to look at the film. I'll get back to you on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then
that's his response. And
the thing is this: it's like, okay, what you're going to say to us is, and dude, I started to answer the questions for him yesterday. Remember?
Yeah, it's easy at this point.
I'm like, but then
he has like 3 generic answers he goes to.
But then what you say is, okay, coach, I understand you got to see the film in real time when you're standing on the sideline and the play is occurring. You as a coach have to react to it because you have to make an in-game adjustment. So while you may have to look at the film, what was your thought process right fucking then? Because you as a coach have to help your quarterback and your offense. You can't wait till tomorrow. The game is happening now. Call his bluff, dude. But they don't do it to him. They roast Sam Darnold. It's pathetic, dude. I mean, this is a joke. The media is a joke. This whole gay situation is a joke. And if the Jets trying to push this narrative, like, you know what, let's back off on him. But no. Your job as a media is to call this guy out. You've done it to everybody else but him. They used to roast Bowles, dude. They roasted Rex.
Yep.
I feel bad for Darnold, dude. I really do. Like, I feel bad the way he's getting. Like, listen, he's going to be gone. But the kid's a good kid, man. And he tried to do right. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. But to go through this bullshit when the coach is getting a pass and the coach.
Did you hear him on the Michael Kay show today?
No.
Oh, it was messed up. I mean, like, they were asking him the kind of questions that we want to hear asked to Adam Gase, but like he had no answers. He's giving the same kind of answers that Adam Gase is giving, and and they said afterwards, like, this kid comes on, he takes all the bullets, he never points the blame at anybody else, yet the head coach is always pointing the fingers at somebody else. And he even said at one point, like, a lot of coaches in the building are taking responsibility, but he didn't specifically say anything about Gase, which I thought might have been a little bit telling there. But again, he's always putting everything on his back. Yet again, at 23 years old, that's impressive that he could do that. Yet the 5th-year head coach never does it.
And even Gase, before it was like when they asked about the 10 seconds left and they called a timeout. Oh, I was trying to call a cute play. Why are you calling a cute play? Like, and then I don't know why would you do that when you needed points here? It's a crucial part of the game. And why would you even how would you overthink that? You're so rarely in this situation. When it does pop up, you got to take advantage of it. You can't shit the bed on it and panic and be like, oh, we're caught off guard. Like,
Game's caught off guard in the 2-minute drill, though. They never have a plan.
Exposed, dude. This is what I'm saying, prime time. Like, listen, I'm fucking 10 Trulies in the wind. I'm watching the 2-minute drill. I know what the play call is. I know how many parts of it are wrong. Mm-hmm. How come the media can't ask him? Listen, coach, instead of asking about fucking Geno Smith, how about say, listen, coach, what was your mindset in the 2-minute drill? Because you really didn't do this. You got bailed out by the Berrios catch. But other than that, it wasn't aggressive. Didn't make any sense. You called a timeout that almost didn't make sense either.
How about also asking why these players are capable of actually moving the football down the field, putting drives together, usually in the first quarter, first 2 drives, and then they do nothing literally the rest of the entire game. That's happened at least 5-6 times already this year. And then how put up any points beyond the first quarter?
And then how don't you? And honestly, this is nothing about Sam Darnold, but how do you not at some point yesterday say, you know what, let's take the kid out?
Yeah.
Take him out, save him from himself.
The analogy that you give, like the beaten boxer, that was the perfect example. He was a fighter in the 4th round, couldn't see, busted open, take him out. Save him from himself. He had no reason to be out there. There was nothing to gain by being out there. You're down by 34 points. What's he learning from this? Handing the ball off to Frank Gore. What's the experience?
There's no reason to keep him in the game, dude. No, when you're getting blown out like that, other teams have done it. You say, you know what, Sam, take the rest of the game off. Next week's a new week. We'll bounce back. Don't leave him in there, dude. And to me, I'll keep saying it. That was the perfect time to have James Morgan come in. If Flacco, if it's too much of an insult to put in Flacco during garbage time, which I don't know why that would be the case, then you have James Morgan active and you let him fucking hand the ball off and let him do whatever and let him get experience, dude. Like, there's no need to keep Sam out there. Like, they continue to mishandle him. Even if you're going to trade him away, don't embarrass him and put him through that shit. He was getting his ass beat. The offensive line couldn't block, and that was the other thing. At some point, are we going to talk about all the blown assignments on the offensive line, or does nobody want to talk about that either? Because everybody wants to blame Sam for everything and ignore all the other fucking deficiencies. What happened to the tight end position? Why are guys running in free? Who's not making the adjustment? Who's doing all this other stuff?
And that's the biggest problem when you decide that you're going to have this illusion of accountability and hold Greg Williams accountable. Again, for what was an egregious call that he made last week, fine. The problem is you have a much bigger sample on the offensive side where this offensive line, not just this year, but last year as well, you brought in 4 new starters. They're still lost, minus Mekhi Becton. I mean, you're giving up more sacks this year on pace than you did last year. The running game's been pretty much non-existent, except for last week. You're barely throwing for 200 yards a game most weeks. Where's the progress from anybody? Your tight end is invisible. Your receivers can barely stay on the field.
Yeah,
who's making progress in this Adam Gase offense?
There's no rhyme or reason, and it's embarrassing. And I don't understand why everybody's getting a pass here. I don't understand it. Like this New York Jets media likes to be so tough and brash, and they're a bunch of half of them are arrogant pricks to the fans. They treat us all like shit, like we don't know anything. When we give them their stories before they even write the friggin' things. Yep. Half these guys have their stories already written. They change a few sentences and send that out there. And that's just the way it is. It's garbage. Mm-hmm. And now that some of the stories are coming out with today, all of us in the chat and all of us have been talking this shit 5 weeks ago. We've been ahead of them the entire time. Yep. And they insult us. Jet fans don't know shit. Jet fans don't know. We know your job better than you know it yourself. And you don't even do your goddamn job. So
journalism is dead in this town, or at least with this team it is. With this team it is.
I mean, it's pathetic, man. Like they don't, they're just so out of touch. They're so out of, I don't know. It's crazy, man. So there's that story with Sam. Obviously, the kicker is a mess. Castillo's gone. Maybe Ficken's going to be back. Who cares? Mims is back, which is a good thing. But to me, it's like if they're going to keep trotting out Frank Gore, they're going to keep trotting out these veteran guys at 0-13. You got to be kidding me. And I understand the whole thing is to tank and lose. I want to lose and see all these young kids play. Yeah. Let them all play, dude. Put Zuniga on the field 50 snaps a game and let him learn. And if he's in over his head, tough shit. You're going to learn anyway. Because the defense ain't stopping nobody anyway. Yep. Right? Like, who cares?
What you just said is key right there. Because, the loss to the Raiders, that was an enjoyable game. We had fun. We had some laughs. Yep. We watched Darnold make some plays. We watched the defense make some plays. And in the end, we still got the loss. We kept our draft position. Cool. Right? You learned something from that. The young kids that were out there, they had some valuable experience. You hope they learned from that. All right, cool. You apply all that going forward. What did we learn from Sunday? And even more, again, all these draft picks, James Morgan, still inactive. Cameron Clark, still inactive. Frank Gore, still your lead back. All these opportunities, just they're fucking wasting them.
Yeah, I mean, now hopefully P. Ryan's back this week. I guess he's gonna maybe back, whatever. Who knows? But play them all, dude. It's just like at some point you're down 3 games left in the season. At some point, Joe Douglas has to realize, you know what? Henry Anderson's not going to be here next year. Let's just call it what it is. We don't need to feature him in our defense. All this, the young guy's got to get more snaps. If he doesn't like it, then you know what? You're getting paid anyway, dude. Yeah. Chill out, get healthy, get ready for your next contract next year. You know what I mean? It's at some point these decisions have to be made. I don't know, man. I'm just today really bothered me. The whole Sam Darnold thing's just bothering me. And I've been his toughest critic because I think change of scenery is best. But the way they're handling him, the media's handling him, the kid doesn't deserve it, dude. And then to hear him say, I want to be a Jet for life. I love living here. He loves the fans. He wants to be part of the solution, but it's blown up around him.
What you're saying right now is what I've been feeling all year. He's a good kid. He deserved so much better. He deserved so much more of an opportunity here. He wanted to be here. He handles himself the right way in every single situation. He shows leadership. He's not out partying. He's not out, causing, chaos with teammates like Geno Smith or, giving media lines and shit like that. He says the right thing. He does the right thing. He works his ass off. And I do think we all thought for a while he had the ability to. And what you're seeing now is the product of mishandling your quarterback for 3 years. And what you saw last night with Josh Allen is exactly how you develop a quarterback.
Yep.
He looks like a legitimate top 5 MVP candidate, and he's their future for the next 15 years. Bill fans can feel confident. They have their guy because they handled him the right way. They got him a coach. They got him an offensive line. They invested a first-round pick at receiver. They drafted 2 more receivers. That's how you do it. They give him a great offensive coordinator in Dable.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
And
the
Jets did
Bills
it
are
the
what.
complete ass backwards way.
Yep, the Bills are what we wanted to be, and we thought we were gonna be on the same page as them. You look at Stephon Diggs with what 10 catches or some shit, lighting things up.
100 catches on the year already.
I mean, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna answer some of our feedback that we got tonight. I like having a platform to answer some of the feedback we have.
Like a mean tweet segment?
Yeah, mean tweets. And yeah, I mean, listen, man, if you want to sit here and just attack us and say shit, then we can just very easily come back and call you out on it and explain ourselves. And if you don't like our answer, the very cool thing is don't watch anymore. Go watch somebody else. Go different. There's so many other great podcasts out there. Go enjoy it. So the feedback was we complain entirely too much. We should start focusing more on the draft picks and free agency. What? Here's a newsflash. There's still 3 weeks left in the fucking season. So we're not going to talk draft now. We'll wait till the season's over and you start doing your evaluations. We bring on experts and analysts and get their voice. Like, I'm not talking draft during the actual season. Yeah. That's what the off season's for. And if we complain too much, we're 0-13. What do you want us to do? Rainbows and unicorns, and wow, you know what? The sun came out today. The Jets uniforms.
Some people might not know that we do this year round. You know, there's a lot of other shows out there that just go during the season. They take some weeks off during the off season, so they might not have as many draft shows and stuff like that. No, we go year round. So yeah, we'll have plenty of time to talk draft, free agency after the season. But for right now, I mean, what are we gonna do?
They're like you guys complain too much. I'm like, I'm sorry. Newsflash. Like we just lost 40-3. Should we say, hey, you know what? That was a really good effort. We like the way that the cleats look nice. They kind of shiny in the light. They gave good hugs in the post game. They had quality
handshake. Had a nice interception.
Yeah, we'll look past Bless Austin getting a terrible penalty when he takes his helmet off. We'll look past all that.
The officiating was a joke, though.
It was a joke. Yeah, of course. But listen, and not for nothing. I had a blast yesterday during the chat. The chat was a lot of fun, stuff like that. But when we have fun during the game, afterwards, if we want to give like honest analysis as fans, this fucking team's a train wreck. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, nor are you. No. If somebody does good, we give them credit. If they play like shit, they play like shit. That's the way it works. And if, like I said, if you want to hear draft talk in week 14 of the season, 15 of the season, it ain't happening here, man. It's just not.
Yeah, there was nothing fun about yesterday. I didn't enjoy anything about that game.
I thought the chat was hysterical.
Well, no, the live stream I enjoyed. I'm talking just the game itself. There was nothing to enjoy about that. So we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. They played like shit. We didn't learn anything from that game. We didn't take anything away from any of these young guys we have. It was a wasted effort.
No, it no doubt was, man. So again, if you guys want to leave us feedback, we love it, but we're always going to answer it. And when you attack us, I have no problem coming back. Primetime's a nicer guy.
I know you're always going to answer it. Sometimes I'll let shit go.
No, I don't give a fuck, dude. If you feel like you want to attack us and give us criticism and shit, then that's what we're going to come back and we'll offer insight onto it, man. We're not experts. We're just fans, but just like this is how we feel, dude. This isn't like we don't portray something that we're not. Yeah. So. We'll go to some. What was the other? Oh, there's another guy that came after me too. What the hell did he say? I forgot it. I was like, all right, I'll put you on the file answer later on. So
I get a few of them.
Let's see. Gino in one half looked better than Sam all year. That's not even remotely true. No. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna. I mean, some of the comments are crazy, but Shamrocks and shenanigans. That's where we go. Notre Dame this weekend.
Are we live streaming that?
Are you gonna really do that to me?
That right into UFC?
Great card in the UFC, man. You see the card? Marlon Moraes is on that card too. I didn't realize he was on that.
Yeah.
Sarge is on it. Sajara Eubanks.
Chito Vera.
It's a great card, Matt. And like even the prelims are really good too. That's like an action pack. That's Anthony Pettis.
Yep.
Showtime's on it.
Yeah, so you'll have something exciting after Trevor Lawrence puts the beat down on your boys.
Right, dude. That's a cruel and unusual punishment for me. Despicable that our owners don't make a statement or do anything says everything. They need to show the fan base they care.
No, they did after week 1.
Yeah.
They doubled down and told you that Adam Gase is a brilliant offensive mind. So you should have trust in the process that Gase is going to turn it around.
Their test will be the minute the season is over. That's the test.
Yep.
Because we've had about 6 situations this year where they could have very easily fired this clown and walked away, and we'd all been like, okay, that's a good move. Mm-hmm. But now it's like once week 17 is over, when the clock is ticking, and if ownership hides and they don't fire this guy immediately, I mean, that just shows you, the clowns they really are.
Yep.
Tyson, the thing is, at this point, I don't know if the Jets can even get a second-round pick at this point for Darnold. Yeah.
You might not.
You may not. I mean, this is just getting worse by the week at this point.
Yep.
I mean, it's just he's truly a reclamation project at this point. Where you're gonna be like, we got to rebuild him on and off the field. Off the field, get him just feel comfortable watching film, feeling good about himself, making good reads, commanding the huddle, having some confidence. It's
his value might not be a second round pick, but you still might be able to get a second round pick though from a good team that's picking at the latter portion of the second round for, if it's just for a year to sit behind a starting quarterback and then maybe take over. I could even see the Redskins possibly being a spot for him. I think there's going to be a lot of openings within the next year or two. So he could have some openings.
We need a veteran mentor receiver. What the hell is Jamison Crowder?
We need an impact receiver.
We have one. Jamison Crowder is a pro receiver, good route runner, good hands, good leader. He might
not be here though.
Perriman's not going to be here. I can tell you that much. Perriman can just get the hell out of here too, dude.
Yep. I'm done with that experience.
Yeah, me too.
He hit the Pierre Desir level yesterday for me.
Fant isn't that bad, but
at what price? Not terrible.
You want to pay him $9 million?
Probably not. But again, who else are you getting to replace him? That's what I think it's going to come down to.
Do you guys remember 2015 when our team was pretty good? I mean, what happened?
I mean,
Ryan Fitzpatrick happened.
I was going to say, even that team wasn't that great. The schedule was ridiculously easy. A lot of games that, I don't think they would have beaten better teams. And then they choked week 17. That was a fun year, but still didn't produce playoffs.
I really don't understand why we never use tight ends on Crowder. And that's another question where it's like,
Gase never uses the tight ends.
But it's like, all right, Chris Herndon came into the season as an X factor, all these things. He had a couple weeks ago, had a couple nice catches. But then why not ask Gase in the press conference, what happened to your tight end position? Well, the defense, okay, all fucking season long? Every week in and week out, the defense is taking away your tight end. Then how come you're not making adjustments? What are you doing about it? Or are you just saying, you know what, I give up, like you do at the end of every game. When you're getting blown out and you give up and you run the ball, don't try to do anything about it and just take the blowout like a clown?
That's the one position where you can really say it's the Adam Gase offense, because you had a young, promising tight end, like you said, in Chris Herndon. You had another veteran in Griffin who was there for a year. You thought enough of him to give him a 3-year contract extension. And then another guy in Trayvon Wesco who, all training camp, he was getting some positive reviews. So you would think one of these three guys would emerge. Yep. Nobody has.
This is a great comment right here. The New York media in 2020 is like the common street thug or class bully. They go after the easiest target who cannot fight back and has no one who will defend them. Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. It's a perfect comment, Bob. Perfect. That's exactly what they do. Yep. They back off of Gase and rip Darnold like a bunch of clowns.
Yep.
And half of them follow me, and dude, feel free to unfollow me or attack me. I can honestly give two shits. I don't care. I don't chase followers. I don't chase likes. I can honestly care less if you don't like what I'm saying. It's a fact. They're terrible right now. What they're doing is a joke, man. It's embarrassing.
I think they'd have more pride in their profession.
I'm in one of those moods tonight, man.
I can tell.
What's up? Because it's ridiculous, dude. You know what? You look at what they're doing, and nobody cares. There's no backlash to it. And there's that's oh well. Oh fuck, Sam Darnold. He's out of here anyway. No, just I don't know.
That's been my point all year.
It's fucking ridiculous. The only reason why they aren't doing anything is because they think that he will be here next year and want to keep their guy. I don't know, man. I firmly believe that there's
that's my biggest fear.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen still, but it's still, back of your mind, biggest fear just with this ownership. Always
is there any article right now that any of these guys in New York media could write that you'd actually be interested in reading? Seriously.
No. I have not clicked on one of their articles in maybe since training camp. I mean,
the only articles I currently read are the ones from national analysts that offer up head coaching candidates, because I want to see what their take is on certain guys like Fitzgerald or Matt Campbell, because I don't know about a lot of these guys, so I want to get their opinion. So I can say, listen, this is a guy I respect. Even like a Dan Orlovsky, I watch his stuff. Brian Baldinger, but Joel Corey, who's excellent with contracts, guys like that have a national perspective that aren't your green colored glasses in New York. To see what they say. But these guys now, what could they possibly write? The one thing they said to now, maybe time to realize that Sam Darnold's not the guy. We've already seen this. We've seen the demise all season long. To think they're trying to break news today. All these issues have been apparent for weeks and weeks.
And that's also why I hated when they were planting the seeds back in August. And we did a show on this. I remember, when they were saying that this is a make or break year for Sam Darnold entering year 3. And I'm just like, no, you have a head coach that's proven nothing. He has nothing on his resume. All these red flags that popped up in year 1, from his last tenure. Why isn't he the one that it's a make or break year for entering year 5 as a head coach? But no, the third-year quarterback, all the pressure's on him. And that's what we've seen, since early in the year. He makes a mistake. They hammer away at him.
Yep.
Never more apparent than this week. Yet Adam Gase, he gets the pass. Greg Williams makes an egregious mistake. They fire away at him. Adam Gase all year with the injuries, Becton, Darnold, the play calling, the lack of adjustments, none of it. Frank Gore, they don't hammer him.
What do you think about Matt LaFleur and the Packers? They're playing great football, man. Aaron Rodgers looks happy as shit. They're spurring it around. Good for
Browns
them.
Up 7-0 right now.
Tyson for head coach? Nah, man. I would not last more than a couple days. I'm not head coach material. I'm more like the Muppet in the top booth. The media knows Gase is coming back. I really don't think Douglas will fire him. I think Woody Johnson will. Well, Douglas can't fire him, first of all. Woody Johnson has to do it, or Chris Johnson has to do it. They know, dude. I think he has.
Do you think Douglas wants to fire him?
Yep. Because if you bring back Gase next year, Douglas is on a hot seat too. So they bomb out next year with Gase still in the fold, he's gone. They'll both be fired. This is his chance to. You fire Gase this year, Douglas buys himself 3 more years. That's the way I look at it. You understand why I'm saying that?
I kind of look at it the other way, though. I think that no matter when Gase gets fired, and I said this like a few months ago, no matter when Gase gets fired, I think Joe Douglas is going to be here for another coach. He's always going to be able to fall back on, I didn't have my coach, and he'll get to install his own guy. That's what I think.
No, I think at the end of the season, they had their organizational meeting. They said, what do we do? And Joe Douglas is going to have to say, listen, man, this is as bad as it gets. Because they're going to say, they're probably going to ask him what his opinion is. He's going to have to say, listen, we're fucking 0-16. Look at all these problems we have. And then look at the dollar.
A lot of them are on him, though. I mean, a lot of these guys are guys that he brought in.
Yeah,
now, whether or not that was on the recommendation of Adam Gase because they fit his system, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the business side of this will overcome any facet when it's just dollars and cents and they can't make any of it with Adam Gase in the building. I think he definitely gets fired. I think it's not even – they'll have to. I mean, especially the way Woody Johnson's a paranoid idiot anyway. He'll do it just for that.
I wonder if Joe Douglas is in any way worried about Woody Johnson coming back.
He should be. Because you know what? And before you have to – I'll answer this question first. What coach can fix this media? Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher, yep.
Even to be honest, Jim Harbaugh probably could too. Because he won't take no shit either.
That could get a little ugly, though.
But you don't care. Do you think Jim Harbaugh really cares?
No, I don't.
It's better than – it's like you need a guy that –
care either, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you need a guy that's going to be strong, well-spoken, and has little push behind him. Like, listen, man, this is what we're doing. This is why. And not back off and waver and get, like this shit we're seeing now.
Yeah.
But what'd you ask me before this? I was going to tell you.
Joe Douglas, if he's worried about Woody Johnson coming back.
He should be. He should be because you know what? At some point, he's got to answer for everything that's going on because he tolerated it. He sat back and watched all this shit. And we talked about, remember we said, you said, you know what? He should be, he should say something. You're going to say, okay, listen, you condone this, but you also made some mistakes on your own. So how do you explain what you did and why you did it? He's got to be able to present a case. Like, what was your blueprint? Your offensive line that you're supposedly rebuilt doesn't really look rebuilt. The wide receiver group you made here doesn't really look like a good wide receiver group, especially if Perriman leaves. That was your fix. That's
why I'm fascinated behind the scenes to kind of hear what he might be saying. I mean, is he willing to throw the guy who got him the job under the bus? And now, does he trust that Woody Johnson trusts him kind of overseeing the entire football operation? I mean, there's a lot of moving parts here. And
I think Joe Douglas is safe. I think he's safe as long as Gase is fired. If they bring back Gase next year, his job's on the line next year because they're going to be like, you know what? We're blowing this whole thing up.
Yeah.
So getting rid of the coach, I'm telling you, it'll buy him 3 more years. We are always better than Miami. Look at us now. Yeah. We're behind them too, man. We're 2 years behind the Bills and Dolphins right now.
Mm-hmm.
Does Cameron Clark not even dress? No, he doesn't. He's inactive every week, which is ridiculous. Yeah, why the hell is Cameron Clark still inactive? You have 3 games left. And this is the other thing that bothers me. Like I want the media to ask more questions. Like the excuse is, well, we had no preseason. Here's a newsflash. The entire NFL didn't have a preseason. And why are guys all across the NFL playing? Other teams are signing guys off the street. They're playing and playing well. Why can't our linemen get in there? Like, I don't understand.
6th round quarterbacks are playing, but our 4th round quarterback can't even dress.
Yeah. Let's see. Was watching the game, my brother-in-law's, his eyes were open to some of the awesomeness of the live stream and the accomplishments of the Jets. He loved me calling all the first round runs. Yeah, I mean, like, I wish somebody took the time to do the research. Say the Jets had 1,000 drives this year. How many times on first down did they run the football? It's got to be, 900 times? It's got to be, dude. It's got to be.
I want to say it's like somewhere between 70 and 72%, something like that. 2 out of every 3, maybe a little more.
Zuniga is not good. How do we know? He's a rookie and he's barely playing. We don't even know what he is.
3rd round pick. I mean, you'd think he'd be at least showing you a little something. Even Lorenzo Malden, his rookie year, was getting to the quarterback, was he not?
Yep.
So
Morgan and Clark should have been playing weeks ago. I agree. They both should be active. And yesterday would have been the perfect time to have Morgan in the game. Perfect time. Complete waste of game. Nothing there. Let's see. Tyson, last time we played the kids, we almost won. You can't tank and try your best players out there. You need to pick one side.
That's true.
Listen,
That's true.
I think at this point, the way we're playing, we're not going to win any games anyway. But you got to get the young kids out there, man. Let them all play.
Yeah, it's more about just getting the kids' experience. I don't think they're beating the Rams, Browns, or the Patriots at this point.
They claimed the kicker from the Jaguars and defensive lineman from the Cardinals. Great.
There we go.
Let's go. All about it. Baby. What about Mike White? Yeah, where did Mike White go? He was so valuable to the Jets. Did he sign anywhere else?
I don't think so.
Not. Probably not. Chat was awesome last night. Only part of the game I enjoyed yesterday. The chat was funny as shit, man. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, man.
A lot of special guests.
Yo, what's up, Primetime and Tyson? Love the video about the Gase rant earlier today. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was brewing. That shit, I was just pissed today. I'm in a bad mood all day today.
Yeah.
If P. Ryan is back, do you think they carry 4 running backs on the active roster? That's a good question.
I mean, it would make sense to not have Frank Gore active, but I know Adam Gase wouldn't do that.
Did Frank Gore get like a quote unquote calf injury and just kind of sit this one out?
Or just make him inactive?
Could you imagine, dude? Like they're gonna sit one of the young guys so Frank Gore can keep getting his 10 carries.
They're gonna try to get him his stats, move him up the all-time rushing ranks.
I agree, but nothing else makes sense. Why would Douglas fire the guy that probably got on the job? It's not Douglas's choice; it's the owner's choice. Douglas has no power to fire Adam Gase. And
but again, what if Chris Johnson and Woody just say, "Hey, what are your thoughts on keeping Adam Gase?" You think he'd throw the guy who got him the job under the bus? I'm not so sure about that.
It's job
because in his press conference, he already owns some of his own mistakes.
Right, but you're going to put your career in the hands of a guy that's going to go.
He's not though. I don't think he is.
Dude,
I think he still feels that no matter how long Gase is here, once Gase is fired, he would be able to install his own coach.
Nope. I guarantee I will bet a fucking $1,000 if Joe Douglas says, you know what, I want Adam Gase to be my coach next year, and Adam Gase bottoms out again next year, Joe Douglas gets fired with him for making that decision. Because you're setting your organization back 3 more years, and you're ruining your #1 pick, and you're going to waste all that goddamn salary cap money.
That's what should happen. Yes.
Dude, like if somebody at some point, Joe Douglas got to be like, you know what, I got to not stop worrying about who got me this job and keep my own job because now I'm on the hot seat. If I say, you know what, get this clown out of here, we go hire the coach, we get to shine a new toy in Trevor Lawrence. Everybody's happy. It's a nice reset for everybody. We're all safe.
I'm just curious about how anxious he is to put the spotlight on him now. Because once he fires Gase, or once Gase is fired, whether it's him or Woody, whoever does it, once Gase is gone, spotlight directly shines on him now. After that,
yeah, I still think he gets a couple years then because you got to implement 2 new offense, new defense. Get this guy his players. Let Trevor Lawrence, get.
And does he have any concern about a potential coaching search? About the Johnson saying, "Hey, Jim Harbaugh, he's here," or Bill Cowher, and he wants all this power. Sorry, Joe. I mean, there's a lot of things that.
Yeah,
he might feel more comfortable just having his guy there that brought him in.
It's not going to be. I'll bet money on it. Is there any chance that we are getting it all wrong? And even if we get the first pick, Sam Darnold stays, we build around him the right way? I don't see it.
I fought that fight for as long as I could, but part of that fight was that Sam Darnold would at least show you a little bit of progress towards the end of the season, and there just hasn't been anything to give you any kind of confidence that he could be rebuilt at this point, at least here. I still think, again, with a good coach, the right pieces around him, he could be a good quarterback. But for the Jets, if Trevor Lawrence is sitting there and you're weighing the 2 options, it's got to be Trevor.
I mean, you see how it is now with him. Like, he just needs a fresh start, man. Like, the media, the fans, everything it's just all spiraling out of control now. Now it's just, I hate to say it, but if we get Trevor, what are we going to do with him? Who will coach him? Who will we throw to? Who will teach him? I mean, I'm less worried about this because then it's like you have faith in this. Well, in theory, you have faith in the front office to say, okay, listen, we learn from our mistakes. We know we got to make an offensive line. We have assets. We have draft picks. We have cap space. You got to hire a quality coach. You got to do all these things. And that's like, you can learn from You can learn from two teams in your own division. You can learn from the Dolphins. You can learn from the Bills. I mean, Joe Douglas saw it with the Ravens. He saw it with the Eagles.
All of those things could be fixed very, very quickly.
Yep.
All right. As far as the coach, again, just hire the right guy. And then who's he going to throw to? Well, if you keep Crowder, Denzel Mims is your number 2 option.
Get Allen Robinson.
You sign a prominent receiver, and you could even draft another receiver, within your first 3 picks. And there's your top 4. That's a nice looking set of receivers to work with. Berrios is your 5th. I'm fine with that.
It all starts with the Johnsons. They have no idea what they're doing. And this is, if you guys watched my video from before, this offseason is time to put your big boy pants on. This is where you say, you know what, let's stop being a clown show. Let's stop being inept. And we realize we have a problem here. And once the season's over, you say, you know what, Bill Cowher, what will it take for you to come here? How much money does it take for you to get out of retirement and come save our franchise? Or you find your guy and you don't take no for an answer. You do what Jerry Jones does. You bring somebody, and listen, I don't give a shit what you think about Mike McCarthy, but you have the same approach. If you identify the guy that you think is going to save your team, Bill Cowher, you bring in the Florham Park and you lock the fucking door. How do we get a deal done? You're our guy. How much money? What does it take? Get it done.
I'm more concerned though what's going into that process to identify that guy, because they thought Adam Gase was that guy. They had all these great candidates in their building, and they walked away from all these interviews saying Adam Gase is the guy to rebuild this program and to develop Sam Darnold.
Hopefully, he's going to save you is the revamp front office with Joe Douglas and his staff. They don't have Adam Gase sitting. You don't have Mike McCagnon sitting there and a guy that's on a hot seat saying, I want Greg Williams to be here. I want you to have Brant Boyer. Like, you have a guy, you can have a staff that's going to say, listen, you got to inherit 4 coaches for you to coach here. I mean, that shit shouldn't be happening anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. If we don't get the right head coach, we won't get Lawrence. He's going to snub us at the draft. I mean, I think everything you read, Trevor Lawrence isn't like that. I mean, who's not the right head coach other than Gase? Anybody but him, we're all going to justify him hiring, unless it's like what? Who? Marvin Lewis? I mean,
Patricia, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I
think
even
when he comes from the Belichick tree, they'd find a way to sell that to him. Like I said, I think Adam Gase, if he's somehow back, that would be the only way that Trevor Lawrence might pull something. Other than that, he'd probably come here without any issue.
Douglas has no control over Gase. He'll be fired only if the Johnsons can be embarrassed enough. Given who Woody was working for, I don't know if he can be embarrassed. No, I think Woody can. Woody's already embarrassed now. He has the pulse of the media, has the pulse of the fans. He always worries about that kind of shit. He worries about podcasts. So I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. Let's see. Allen and Diggs are the real deal, man. Listen, we have no problem giving them credit because they're playing phenomenal football. Josh Allen, and the thing, like, you watch, did you see Josh Allen in the runway? Because what's his face? Who danced on the logo? Juju Smith-Schuster danced on the Bills logo.
Oh yeah.
So you see like Josh Allen when they're getting ready to walk out, and he's all fired up. Like, the team loves him, dude. But he has that fiery attitude. Dude, it's like, how can you not like
fans love him?
Dude.
And he was trash year 1. I mean, he was not very good. He was a running quarterback who was very inaccurate, turned the football over. Him and Sam weren't on the same level year 1. And they coached him up. They got him talent. They got him a coach. It's a damn shame.
Did I miss your interview with Coach Donkey? No, you didn't miss it. He maybe on later or maybe tomorrow. We got to say this. Tonight's on the line for. I
couldn't do it tonight. I really couldn't.
Yeah. What's up, Thomas? How you doing, man? He just started the show. You didn't miss it. No, you didn't miss the donkey. People probably
I could put the call in, but
yeah, I mean,
at least to start, I couldn't do it.
now
I'm already watching film.
Let's see what we got here. These comments are just so funny, man. I have so many questions for the coach. You probably have more than the media. Let's see. Man, the comments are coming in so freaking fast tonight. Holy shit. Let's see. What do we got here? This team is so incompetent. I would have rather watched caller Steve play quarterback and Snoopy at wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
I wouldn't want to watch Steve at quarterback. That wouldn't be fun.
No. David Fales mentioned. This week, I learned that Miami found their coach for the next 5 to 10 years. Being able to compete against that Chiefs team and keeping it close shows good coaching. It also exposes Gase even more. Flores is the real deal, man, and shows McDermott. They're both very good coaches. So
that was one of the reasons I defended Bowles for a little bit, because like even with those teams that didn't have a lot of talent, they were at least competitive in a lot of games where you thought, all right, maybe we'll start to turn the corner at some point. It just never happened. He never, found the right offensive guy.
Yep. Let's see. Jet fans are always in a bad mood. We lose every week. We're the worst.
13.
What do you want us to do? What's up, Matt? I mean, what do you want? What do you expect from us? Let's see. Adam, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. Let's see. Is McGregor going to destroy Poirier? I think it's gonna be a phenomenal fight. I think he's gonna win that. There's a lot of that's gonna be a great fight. I have not laughed so much during yesterday's live stream since watching After Marshall.
There you go, Carlos.
Oh man. If Gase had any real respect for Gore, he would cut him so he could be on a playoff team and not subject him to this garbage. That's what I'm saying.
Playoff teams probably don't want Gore, though.
Snoopy. Kevin is making moot points. 0-16, Gase is gone, period. I think so, too. I think Gase is a goner. Complete goner.
Hope so.
I'm already looking at it. Oh my god! Fire Douglas and Gase and hiring Cowher as head coach and GM. Let Cowher have 100% control of the roster and coaching staff. Let Cowher run the show.
If he wanted it, I'd give it to him. But
yep,
I think he'd be fine working with Douglas, though.
I think he would be too.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is probably the most common tweet we've gotten over the last 3 days. Everybody worried about the last game of the season against the Patriots.
Yeah.
First of all, let's get there. Let's hope the Jaguars win a game, hopefully over the Bears. And then I still think the Patriots are going to be out to beat us, dude. I do.
I think Belichick has too much pride to be the only loss.
Yeah.
The only win that the Jets get.
You think the Jets would actually pay $7 to $10 million a year for Cowher? You got to pay a lot more than that, man. You got to pay him Gruden money. You got to pay $15 million a year probably to get that guy in here. And it's the return on investment is instant. Like you get instant credibility, instant culture change. The marketing and sponsorships can be out the freaking door. The fans will all buy in. Everybody be excited.
You figure all the money that they made over the last 2 years with the new uniforms, with Darnold, Jamal, selling all those. Now they get to sell all new ones with Trevor Lawrence coming in.
Yep.
They got plenty of money to throw around, so they should. Whether or not they will, I don't know.
If we go 0-16, the joy for getting number 1 pick and Trevor will overcome the 17 weeks of frustrated hell we have gone through. Completely agree. It'd be worth every penny. It'd be worth every ounce of aggravation.
Believe it or not, I'm actually more excited about the new coach than I am about Trevor Lawrence. Because no, like the way everyone's talking about Trevor Lawrence, I felt that way, talked that way about Sam. So it wouldn't be very different. It's just another young quarterback that we're hanging our hopes on. So not doing too good, Sam. You've been letting me down lately, dude.
What's more important, coach or GM? Coach. 100% coach.
Coaching league. Yep.
And then here's Dylan. Sam is a trash can. I've had enough of him. Sam is damaged goods. I mean, I think we all kind of realize it's a rough time for him right now. Jets have nothing left to be on the table to win a game. The rest of the season, the rest of the way, these teams can score. I mean, we're averaging 3 points a week right now. It's disgusting. It's
9 of 13 games, double-digit losses this year. I think it was 7 of 9 losses last year.
Sam is done. Gase is done. I'm 100% sure.
Gase is done. Sam is not. Sam is done in New York, probably. Yeah. But he's not done as a quarterback.
This is another one we get a lot, too. If some chance the Jets fall to the second pick, Fields or Sam?
I think that becomes a conversation, depending on the trade offers.
Yeah.
Straight up, it would probably be Fields, depending on the head coach and what kind of system he wants to run. But could the right trade package affect that? I think so.
Did you hear Tony Pauline say that the Jets and their next head coach are looking for an alpha dog coach rather than a coordinator Joe Brady type? You need one, dude. Yep. You probably need one after dealing with this nonsense. Would you blame him? I mean, you need that. You need a strong personality, man. You need a firm disciplinarian, like a fiery guy. You need it, man.
Discipline, leadership, all of it. Culture.
Do you think drafting Trevor is the wrong timing? Jets need to build a team up and have an established system like the Bills before drafting a quarterback? No, you draft him and build with him.
There's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, the Cowboys, they brought Dak into a good system. Same thing with Seattle. They brought Russ into a pretty good system. I mean, Wentz had a team built around him. Mahomes stepped into a great situation. Same thing with Lamar Jackson.
This is just, it's funny. I can't wait to watch this when the Jets are above 500 sometime in the future.
I've been saying that for 6 years.
You and me both, Matt. Damn. This shit's exhausting, man.
All you get to do is talk losses.
Jets front office learning from their mistakes. That's a funny joke, Tyson. I mean, we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think that Joe Douglas and his staff, he's got a very reputable front office, man. There's a lot of quality football guys in there. They just need to be able a chance to do things. I think you get Gase out of building, you probably can start doing that.
Getting a little tired of hearing that, to be honest.
But, I mean, they don't have a chance yet. You got to see once Gase is out of here. That's, let's see. You got interrupted before you entered this yesterday. What veteran quarterback would you want to bring in to mentor Lawrence the way McCown mentored Darnold this first season? Not Flacco.
Not Fitzpatrick. I would take McCown back, to be honest with you.
Wouldn't mind McCown. You got to see what other. You got to. It also depends who the coach is too. Like that coach should probably bring one of his guys that has, or who the coordinator is. Maybe bring a guy that already knows his offense. Some kind of veteran guy too. Yeah. It all depends. We definitely need one though. You can't have
Matt Moore.
Yeah, Matt Moore. You can't have like James Morgan being the guy when he hasn't played a game. And you need, and the other thing too, we need a quarterback coach. Please have a quarterback coach on the staff.
That's what I'm saying with McCown. He pretty much serve with both.
Let's see. If we are 0-15, we better blatantly lose against the Pats. At that point, we have to, or we hope the Jaguars win the game. And the game truly doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Minshew's back now, but.
It'd be nice to go into weeks. It'd be nice to go in the last game of the season when you could win, and that doesn't really even matter. Like you already locked up number one pick. That'd be perfect.
I'd kind of like the drama though, just for the live stream.
No, I don't. I don't need that shit. What do you spend on versus what you pick in the draft? What positions are easier filled with free agency as opposed to the draft? Well, based on the way the Jets been drafting over the years, it's kind of hard to tell because no matter what we pick, they all suck.
I mean, free agency is not much better either, but
it's true. Shit. But usually it's like higher up in the draft, like corners, or you try to get we've had Milner, we've had Kyle Wilson, we've had so much garbage. Jesus Christ.
Safety, Calvin Pryor.
Linebacker, the linebackers, the pass rushers, we blew all those.
Oh my God.
I mean, I guess in free agency, well, if you look at free agency, a lot of the elite positions don't come up very often. Pass rushers aren't usually available. Receivers aren't usually available.
Have that kind of mindset going in. I think it should come down to if you're doing your job as a GM and you have, your big board and you're saying, all right, this year's draft class is stacked at wide receiver and pass rusher, and we think we can get a couple prominent guys, even in, maybe rounds 3 or rounds 4. Okay. All right, then, that's your focus in the draft. Let's allocate our free agency dollars towards, offensive line, cornerback, other positions.
Seriously, why did the man take carriage away from the guy who was the first to rush for 100 yards in the system with us? I don't understand it. I don't know how that wasn't more of a conversation. This will never happen. The coaching staff I would want: Bill Cowher, head coach; Matt Campbell, offensive coordinator; Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator. Never.
Campbell's not taking OC.
Nope. No way. Let's see. Exactly, Tyson. Don't let Cowher leave the building until he signs the contract to be the head coach. If he agrees to do an interview and talk about if he says, "Listen, I'm open to listening," get it done. Yes.
Yep.
Because if he says, "Listen, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not interested." Okay, fine. If he says, "You know what? I'll come to Florham Park. Let's have a conversation."
Even if he says he's not interested, you keep sending offers and say, "Okay, would this change your mind? What about this? Do you need this?" You keep throwing offers at him and you try to get him to say yes, because he's the guy. Again, we've said it every day for the last week. He is the guy that instantly gives your organization some credibility.
How'd you guys feel about hiring Brian Dable? He's doing a hell of a job, man.
Any first-time coach still scares me a little bit, but yeah, watching the way Allen's playing right now wouldn't be a bad signing.
What's up, Jeff Life?
What up, dude?
Let's see. Mike Maccagnan is the guy that signed off on Adam Gase. Maccagnan is the reason the team is where it is today through the Gase years and the horrible drafts and signings. He had a big part of it. He sure did.
The thing that bothers me, like what you were saying before, though, about our prominent front office, it's like even Maccagnan, he inherited nothing from John Idzik. That first year, they won 10 games, right? And he was executive of the year, made a lot of under-the-radar moves, got 115 catches out of Brandon Marshall for a 5th-round pick. So he was able to turn it around pretty quick. Now, again, that was a short-term fix, so I understand that part. It didn't produce anything long-term. But for Joe Douglas, he came in here with a young quarterback who he said he was going to build around, and his first full offseason produces 0-13 so far.
Yep.
So not exactly a great look to start out. I know a lot of that's on Adam Gase. I think he deserves most of the blame, but we're not looking at his building blocks out of free agency And a lot of the mid to late round draft picks haven't been on the field that much.
And the offensive line, which is supposed to be his bread and butter. I mean, Beckton's been a hit, but other than that, just watching the effort by both teams tonight on every play through the first 2 possessions is like watching a different league than what we witnessed yesterday. These teams are laying it all down. I mean, you're also 0-12, dude. I'm sure your incentive kind of goes down a little bit. Let's see. Liking the stream. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Matt.
Juju only dances on a logo when nobody's out there. Yeah. I never understand like that most of the time blows up in your face when the players start dancing on logos and doing all the shit. It never usually ends up well. It just doesn't.
Or if you're the Jets, you just talk shit and dance when you're
the Bless Austin shit yesterday was so ridiculous too.
And Lulu.
Another guy. What a joke. Is Douglas or Woody going to choose the coach? I think Douglas does all the interviewing, makes a recommendation, and then the ownership makes the final decision, right?
That's what I would think. Yeah. I mean, McCagnon was involved in the process last time, and then Chris signed off on it. So I would think it would be something similar this go around.
Yep. Let's see.
The only thing, again, that you worry about is if Douglas would sign off on somebody that wants more power or just not interview him altogether. At that point, do the Johnsons step in? Do we want them stepping in, overstepping our football guy and Joe Douglas? There's a lot of dynamics to this.
Yep. Oh, there definitely is. Let's see. Man, these freaking comments are so freaking fast tonight. My God, you guys are going crazy here. What Primetime is doing this shit.
You want me to help?
Hold on, I got back up. Hold on, I got back up here. I just lost the whole thing. Just refreshed on me here. Hold on. I got you guys.
See, the hardest part for me doing it is that I do it on a laptop, so it's hard to like scroll and click with that. But I can hear you have the mouse, so it makes it easier for you.
Yeah, I need the mouse because it just goes too fast, dude. It goes way too fast.
That's where I get lost.
The counter Fitzpatrick. Case Keenum as a backup. That'd be an interesting guy.
Wouldn't be terrible.
Let's see.
So what about Sam Darnold as a backup?
So Tyson, I hear you have a plan. You never know. Let's see. When do you guys do your call-in show? Tomorrow night, 8:00. 929-477-2651.
There you go.
So see, and they always see the one thing you guys realize that we never give our number, we never ask for likes, never ask for follows. We don't really promote anything at this point.
Gotta learn to do that. Is that true? The breaking news from Adam Gase?
What is it? I haven't seen shit.
Alex Lewis has been released. I don't know if
has he?
That's what Adam Gase is telling us.
Go look it up.
Imagine Adam Gase breaking news live on the show.
Can we listen to the call-in stream? Yes, you can. Blog Talk Radio. We tweet it out. We'll put it all over the place, so you can definitely listen to it live. Is caller Steve calling in? I don't know. He's been busy, he said.
I think Adam Gase is lying to us because I don't see.
Thank you, Richard. We appreciate it. Yeah, I think that would be. I would have gotten the tweet. I'll release the plan once we see what happens.
And I may have a little bit of a surprise in the coming days.
Oh my goodness!
Just throwing that out there.
Would you bring back Brontez Miles? I mean,
for what?
Yeah. So need to live stream Clemson Notre Dame. That's just cruel. You guys just want to punish me. I know it.
They do. Take a break from punishing me.
Would you bring back this? Would you bring back Buster Screen? I mean, we're trying to get better, aren't we?
I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll pass too.
I think Pool's been better than Screen.
Yeah, I think so too.
Less penalties.
Yep. Bleacher Report has us getting the Bills offensive coordinator as a head coach. I mean,
how would Bleacher Report know that?
Yeah. Let's see. Cowards. There's a good one. I was trying to find it. It was a really good comment too. Tyson and Primetime, name your top 3 coaching candidates that you would want in order. You can go first if you want, man.
I'll go Cower. I still want to put Harbaugh in there again, just for that CEO type. And then I'd probably go Bieniemy / Dable as my offensive coordinator guy.
I'm going to go Cower, Campbell, Harbaugh, my top 3.
Campbell would probably be next up.
Yep. No shade, but Cower is an older gent. Why not find a coach you can keep for 15 to 20 years? Because it's not realistic. You're not going to really find that, I don't think. I think right now the coaching lifespan for most coaches is 5 or 6 years. And I think the We are so desperate now. You can bring in a prominent coach like Cowher who can restore our organization and kind of speed up the curve a little bit. If we get good 4 years out of him and maybe have somebody underneath him, you can kind of groom him. And then when he leaves, instead of leaves, he can go to like football operations and keep him in the organization.
Parcells was here for 3 years, and we were a pretty solid team for a decade after he left. So he left us with a lot of pieces, a lot of draft picks where we build the foundation off that. So again, it just where we've been the last decade, if he can come in here for 3, 4, maybe 5 years, turn this program around, have some winning football, have some fun, sign me up.
Change the culture, change the attitude, change the perspective, change
without hesitation. Man. Yep.
It'll pay huge dividends. Enormous dividend. It'd be big. Let's see. Alex Smith, definitely comeback player of the year. Hopefully he's all right. His leg injury sounds like it's pretty bad. Here's one for prime time. Bring back Chad Hansen.
12 catches, 2 weeks.
Let's see.
Stud.
Is Doug Peterson a good candidate? Well, Doug Peterson now has changed quarterbacks, and he's burying Wentz too. He's staying with him, which is pretty wild.
That's why he's probably not going to get fired now.
Yep. Which
I don't win over the Saints with Wentz.
You guys are delusional. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. We've called much worse recently.
Take that as a compliment, I guess.
What did you guys think of Al Groh? Al Groh wore his team out. He was too hard on him, man. And they were tired by the end of the season.
I didn't think I was a little younger at the time, but I thought it was more, him kind of realizing he wasn't going to be here for the future. Maybe even the players knew that he was kind of checked out a little bit. And the last, 4 or 5 weeks, they were 1-3, 1-4, something like that.
Yep. How about Sark? No. Steve Sarkisian? Absolutely. 1,000% no. You guys are already a better listen than Carton and Evan. Enjoy the show. Well, thank you.
Appreciate
Their show today was a mess, man. It was very, very difficult to listen to. Very difficult.
Really? I only heard like 10 minutes today.
Dude, it was terrible. They were talking about it was just nothing about sports, but it was just like awful.
It's usually not sports when I'm
like listening. Spanking pigs and ducks and just like what? It's just not good. They're trying. It's just, I don't know. Carton I like him too, man. But in my opinion, Joe Douglas is best signing of Neville Hewitt for $2 million 1-year contract. He has 112 tackles. Yeah.
Is that a good thing though? If that's the best signing that again, how much money did we have this offseason? Like 90 million? And that's the best signing we got out of it? I mean, Perriman was a bust. Desir was a bust. Alex Lewis, probably a bust. Fant, we'll see if he's here next year.
Yeah, if he's even here, yeah.
I mean, who else did we sign that I'm missing? The McDougal trade. I mean, obviously that was part of the small deal, but McDougal sucks.
Yep.
Who else did we bring in?
No, there's nothing. Not a lot of
Frank Gore.
Josh Adams, man. God. Ty Johnson.
Jesus.
Your team sucks when primetime is excited about an average 2 weeks from Chad Hansen.
We talking about average. 12 catches over a 2-week span, extrapolated over a 16-game schedule, is 100 catches a season.
My God.
He's a 1,000-yard wideout right now over a 2-game stretch.
What do you think of Matt Eberflus for head coach? I like him, even though he's not getting the attention. I have no idea who he even is, to be honest with you. I saw him on a couple of lists I read today. I saw him on.
Wasn't he a part of the last search?
I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't know. I'm afraid we don't do anything in free agency. No, they have too much money. They'll do something, I'm sure. The Colts? Yeah, Pierre Desir was a monumental disaster. Carton and Evan hate each other. It's not working. Used to love Carton, but he's getting really annoying, and Roberts is a bore.
Do they already not like each other?
I don't know about that. I mean, they're trying too hard, but it's just not. It's almost like the show should be on Sirius, like a comedy show or something like that. Or it's just not really like, I don't know. They're trying to be too different.
Well, I thought Evan would bring a little more balance with the sports talk, but yeah, I mean, I only listen for about 20 minutes a day, but it's usually not a whole lot of sports stuff.
Primetime's loyalty to Sam went down quicker than my chances to land another head coaching job after I get fired. Oh, that's a good one. Coach Adam Gase is on fire tonight.
I don't think my loyalty went down quick. I was pretty loyal throughout most of the year.
Yep. Let's see. Should we go after Aaron Jones in free agency? I don't think he's going to hit free agency.
I'm not really interested in paying a running back big money.
No, I don't think he even goes. Hey, you guys didn't read my super chat. I didn't see it and it didn't pop up, so I'm not sure if it happened. Primetime speaks the truth. There you go.
Whoa, never see that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you
that.
got plenty of support on here, man. Let's see. Tyson and Prime, if the new head coach wants to trade the first overall pick for a King's ransom and develop Sam, what would be your thoughts on that? If Cowher wants to do that, then Cowher does what he wants. I mean,
I wouldn't complain.
No, I mean,
if Cowher sits back and says, I can develop Sam with a better team around him, and that's the best chance, not only short term, but long term towards getting us where we want to go, I'd sign up for it. I just don't think any new coach is going to align himself with Sam over Trevor Lawrence at this point. Sam hasn't shown you enough.
Primetime provides objective analysis of a Trevor Lawrence. No, but you know what? You know where that will go away? If Trevor Lawrence is doing that against Notre Dame, there will be no analysis. Everything he'll do will be great. He'll be happy.
What are you talking about?
Primetime, will you give Trevor the same patience? Absolutely not. Primetime will
no
lose Trevor from day one.
Trevor Lawrence playing Notre Dame is a no-lose for me.
No, what's going to happen is we're going to get Trevor Lawrence on his second pass, Primetime, be like, oh, Sam could have did that. I could already hear this shit. There's no way. No way. No, I can predict it. Let's see. Let's start a Primetime fan page.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
This is my fan page.
Chris Hardin would a comment.
Who's that?
Yeah,
I haven't seen you in a while.
It's so funny. Let's see what else we got here. Will you buy tickets if Gase is back? I will not. I will not go to the home opener. I will not go.
I was starting to think though. Let's just assume for a second. You know, again, I don't think I could buy tickets either if Gase is coming back. Let's just assume Gase is fired. What are we doing for the live streams next year?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Am I allowed to live stream like while I'm at the game?
I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
I would do it.
Is there any reason why people don't want Doug Peterson, Super Bowl champ, with Nick Foles? Bring him in. Well, initially it was because of the way he's handling this whole Carson Wentz thing this year. I mean, they re-signed Carson Wentz to that ridiculously monster contract, and now the kid looks worse than Sam.
Yeah.
Then the rookie comes in and he starts lighting it up. So
I guess for me though, like if Doug Peterson or Adam Gase, whoever was coaching the Jets and they win a Super Bowl, I'd be aligned to that coach forever. Like I wouldn't be able to say, all right, you got to fire this guy. If he brings us a Super Bowl, like I've been waiting for my entire life, you have a job for life. I don't care how bad it gets. You finally brought that peace of mind that I needed. So you're good.
Want to go to a game with me, Tyson? Sure. Why not? There you go. You have not had one win during a live stream. It's true.
We haven't.
Almost did last week.
We're perfect. We're perfect.
Are you guys going to go on this Saturday for UFC? We could. Great card, man. If you guys enjoy it, I don't know. It's an excellent card. It's on ESPN Plus, so it's free.
7-hour live stream. Notre Dame, right to UFC.
Oh my God, man. That's not even fair, man. It's not even fair to me. And I'm a big Marlon Moraes fan too, so I got to watch him and
That's right. He should win that fight, though, right?
Lewis, he's a big fight for Marlon. The defensive coordinator of Colts, he's a leader. Man gets the most out of players. But is he a CEO kind of guy? Is he going to be like the defensive coordinator, or is he going to like oversee it? How's he going to handle it?
They were saying the same about the Cowboys defensive coordinator 2 years ago. He was in the
Chris Richard. I like him, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What do you guys think of Gary Kubiak? Oof, man. That's a rough.
As an offensive coordinator, maybe?
I'd rather just move on from that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tyson, I'll root for Notre Dame with you. Thank you, man.
It's not going to help.
Yep. Wait, Snoop. When we switch from rooting for W's, we're undefeated. Gains.
Here we go.
Snoopy always bringing it. What's up, Dow Loggins? How you doing, man?
Ooh. He's got a picture of Mangold.
Technically speaking, the Jets are undefeated at losing. There you go.
That is true. Perfect.
Here's a question for you, Primetime. Would you take Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen today? I would not.
No.
I would not do it.
In fact, I would take Josh Allen right now over any quarterback of that draft class. Over Baker and obviously over Sam. He's playing better than any of them right now. When
Ty Johnson is your first 100 yards since Isaiah Crowell and you start Frank Gore, Adam Gase is a clown.
Was that the asswipe game?
He had like a 200-yard game, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah. It's funny. I ordered those dude wipes that he was promoting right after that.
Love the show. Thank you, Will. We appreciate it, man. Prime time. How could you? He's definitely upset with you right now.
Play better then.
Yep.
Give me a reason to support you, and I'll support you.
This guy's just trying. Release Josh Bellamy. He's already been released.
He did. That was another brilliant Adam Gase move when he was GM, I think, right?
The Jets do play in Carolina next year, and you fellas travel down. I'll bring the moonshine. I'm down, man. I am down.
We got a lot of road trips next year.
Yeah, if we can actually attend games next year, I'm definitely down for a lot of them.
Yep.
There's way too much catching up to do. So we'll be arranging all kinds of stuff. What about Marvin Lewis? No, thank you. Nope. I'll pass on that too.
Defensive coordinator. Okay. But
yeah, I'm definitely out for that one. It's frustrating because you're on a Zoom call. It's very difficult to ask follow-up questions and double down on Gase. Whoever's in charge of the meeting can just go to the next person. To a point, but you can ask better questions too. I mean, the questioning last night after the game was pathetic, man. Yeah. It was bad.
Or even if they go to somebody else, eventually they circle back. You have a chance to ask multiple questions throughout the interview. So you just say, hey, just circling back on what I said before, you said so-and-so. Can you elaborate on, what happens if this happens?
Yep.
There's ways to do it, and they don't.
You guys have live streamed, or is that live streamed, the worst season in Jets and likely NFL history. You prevented a lot of us from pulling our heart through our noses. Thank you. Thank you guys. I'll tell you, yesterday, as bad as the game was, I had that was a lot of fun, man. That was funny as hell.
At some point on my 2-week break from school, I'm gonna have to go back, watch all these live streams, and just take like little clips of each one and do a compilation of hopefully what's going to be an 0-16 season at the end.
Do you guys think Sam should have stood up for himself at some point, getting mad, calling audibles hot routes? I get the nice guy act, but to show he has some dog in him for his own good.
I do.
Rich Smee said that too. Rich Smee said he should have. Rich said he should do it in the press conference. I don't think the press conference would do shit.
I'm not going to get on him for not doing it because I still think that he's trying to at least show that kind of leader, or that image that, who he genuinely is. He's not the kind of guy that's going to go to the media and throw his teammates or coaches under the bus. And I think he realizes that he's auditioning for a lot of other teams right now. And that's something that could scare, some other teams off. As true as it might be, and as much as we might want to see it, similar to what Joe Douglas had to go through during his press conference, we all wanted him, me especially, to throw Adam Gase under the bus, not align himself with the losing culture that Adam Gase was establishing. But, he gave the company lines and, said he's our coach going forward. And, I expect Sam to kind of do the same thing. He's not going to throw anybody under the bus.
Brian Schottenheimer. No.
Nope.
That's my answer. No, thank you. I'm a Giants fan. Rest in peace, you guys. Well, if you're a Giants fan, you got your own problems right now because your team laid a complete egg yesterday. So all that goodwill and happiness from the Giants fans, I don't want right to shit. You're back in reality today.
With a worse draft pick.
Yep.
So,
You guys ready for the snowstorm Wednesday? I'm not. Hopefully, I think you're supposed to get more than I am, though.
Yeah, we're looking at right now a foot.
Oh,
yep.
That's brutal, man. How the fuck is it 60 degrees on Sunday to a foot of snow on Wednesday?
I don't know.
It's crazy, man.
Do a Blizzard live stream Wednesday night.
Might have nothing else better to do at that point.
Yeah. I'll probably be home Thursday, so.
Let's see. Sam Darnold says he wants to be a Jet for life. Yeah, his comments today, you felt bad for him, man. He's trying to say all the right things, do all the right things, but it's
who was the last guy that was supposed to be a Jet for life? I forget.
Jamal Adams.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
That Seahawk that we saw yesterday. Sam Darnold was worse than the stats show. Should have had 2 pick sixes to a name, but the Jets didn't even try. The commentary put in more effort.
That we did.
Yep. I mean, that was bad yesterday. There was nothing good about that. And then you had Demario Davis and Jamal Adams joking about it, that he should have caught it and ran it back. You see that?
No. Was that on Instagram?
Yeah. I'm new here, but welcome aboard. You missed a lot of fun yesterday. I can tell you that much.
What's up, Lonnie?
Our running back trio should be Ty Johnson, Josh Adams, and P. Ryan. These guys are showing they belong, but I don't understand why Gase would keep running 37-year-old Frank Gore. He's not a building block. Frank Gore should not be active on Sunday. If they're all healthy, he shouldn't be active.
That should not be that should be our trio for the next 3 weeks, going into next season or into the future. That should not be our trio.
But he's saying for this Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's
for the short term. Yeah, there's no reason at all for Frank Gore to dress or get any carries. Period.
The Jet for life comment is the kiss of death.
Seriously,
it's true, man. It's definitely.
What's even funnier is, we played back some of the Gase comments. We played back some of the Chris Johnson comments. I need to start playing some of the Joe Douglas comments because everything almost that he has said, 6-2 was a fluke. Jamal a Jet for life. Sam's our quarterback of the future. We believe in Adam Gase. All the things that he has said are also starting to fall apart too.
Yep. Logan Paul just challenged McGregor to a boxing match. He offered him $50 million. Thoughts, if any? McGregor would beat the living snot out of him. I mean, they're just chasing money and fame through McGregor. He's not going to acknowledge it. He will destroy them.
Why would Logan Paul do that though? I mean, he just got the Mayweather fight, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they all want that McGregor fame. They want that hype. They want to be a part of his world. He's like one of the most popular athletes in the world right now. Yeah. He would beat the living shit out of him. I don't think people realize how good of a like athlete and martial artist and fighter he is. He's stronger than shit. Pirine hasn't been very impressive. I don't know how to read Pirine, dude. Like I see more explosiveness out of Adams and Ty Johnson. Like I don't think.
Same. Like I think again the comparison I keep going back to is Sean Green. I think he's going to have a somewhat short NFL career. 4, 5, 6 years. He'll be a nice back for probably the early portion of his career. Maybe a guy who could be part of a 1-2 punch, 10, 15 carries a game. Do I think he's a number one back or a guy that defenses are going to be worried about taking one to the house? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, Jake Paul. Sorry. Yeah, I think they're all chasing McGregor and the money, man. I think McGregor beat the living shit out of him. I think he won't do it. He wants like Pacquiao. He wants like legitimate boxers. He can waste his time on YouTubers and all these little like C-class fighters.
I think you should fight him.
Yeah, dude. I do for the payday. I take one good left hand, get smoked, and knocked out of the ring, and make $30 million.
You think you could take him?
No.
No.
Who? McGregor?
No, I'm talking Jake Paul.
No. I'm not a pro fighter. I just train, man.
He's not either. He's been training for a year and a half. You've been training for like 8 years.
Bad. They're definitely pretty bad.
That's what I'm saying. I think.
Would you guys bring back Conor McGovern next year? I really can't tell if he's good.
I have no choice. I think. Or you said they might have. I'm gonna check that right now. Actually.
Yeah, I think there's an out for him.
Hold on.
Let's see. I saw there's a primetime Kevin in the audience. Get his comments up there. I didn't see it.
Oh, no. Do I have a clone?
Could be.
It's trouble. All right. So Conor McGovern scheduled to make $8 million next year, guaranteed. 1.3 prorated bonus, cap number a little over 9 million. No. Yeah, they would lose $1.3 million if they cut him.
That's not bad.
No, they would lose. I'm saying, like, take a hit.
Only $1 million?
Yeah, but why would you do that instead of just paying him to be your center or guard?
It's not a big cap hit. You only $1 million cap hit if you cut him?
Yes, but
nothing.
But you have $10 million in dead money plus.
Oh, I thought that the dead money. I thought it was only $1 million.
Yeah,
$10 million.
Yeah, you have $10 million in dead money plus you lose $1.5 million. So you'd be paying him basically like $21 million or $18 million, something like that, over 2 years. No, no thanks.
Oh, primetime Kevin's there.
Oh shit.
Tyson, I could take now. Sam Darnold's challenging me. We got all kinds of things going on here.
I don't know, Sam.
So are you calling Douglas's 3rd and 4th round draft picks bad and Pirine and Morgan? Well, we don't know what Morgan is. And Pirine, we haven't seen enough. I don't think he's not an explosive running back. He's not like jumping off the charts right now.
Well, I was going to say all their picks, 3rd and 4th round, aren't really showing much right now. Ashton Davis is hurt. Didn't show too much when he was out there. Nope. James Morgan's not dressing. Cameron Clark's not dressing.
Yep. No, it's weird. Let's see here.
Zuniga?
This offseason, I'd sign Thuney from the wing under Scherf from Washington or both so we don't get our quarterback killed like we had the past 2 years.
I'd be fine with that.
I'm never complain about offensive line help.
Sign both.
Yep.
Sign both. And then you got McGovern as your center. You have your 2 guards. You got Becton on the left side. You could draft a right tackle or you can bring back Fant. Offensive line is set.
My kids told me my wife is saying Rich. Morgan was a waste of a pick. Should have gotten another wideout. I mean, we all said that at the time. Yeah. We first guessed that one. We didn't even that wasn't even. Who did you guys have winning the Figueiredo and Moreno fight? I had Moreno winning it, to be honest with you. I thought Moreno won.
I thought Davison won if he didn't get the point taken away. I thought he won 3-2.
I like Ashton Davis. He's a big hitter. Okay.
Not so great in coverage, though. I mean, a lot more I think he's got to show. football IQ wise. But
Do you
he's young.
guys think
Football
Douglas
bro.
stays, or will they completely clean house?
He'll stay.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see.
Unless again, like somehow, Cal or Harbaugh or somebody like that just didn't want to work with him.
More likely to happen, a Jets or Knicks championship?
God.
Fuck. I mean, the Knicks are a mess too.
How do you even pick that?
The Knicks are so bad. They just lack talent. I'll tell you what.
I'm going to say the Jets just because if they hire the right coach now and Trevor Lawrence is the real deal, that's their path to actually getting it right. The Knicks, I just don't think free agents want to go there. I mean, they've had so many opportunities the past decade or two to hire that, or sign that prominent free agent. It hasn't happened. They're never in position to get the top draft pick. So
thoughts on Yoel Romero and Anthony Johnson and Bellator? I'll tell you right, Bellator's light heavyweight division, my boy Corey Anderson is probably like, dude, I wasn't going to get – they thought he wasn't going to get big fights in Bellator. That weight class is stacked, dude.
Is that fight actually scheduled?
No, but they're both they're both there now.
Okay.
It's crazy, man.
That'd be a hell of a fight.
Big money, man. Yeah. Bellator's spending some cash. Let's see. Ugh, I hate this team, the moves they make. I hate MetLife. I hate these jerseys. I hate how jealous I am of all my friends wearing the jerseys and taking pride in the games.
Me too.
I completely agree. I mean, it's just rough to be a fan right now. It's very rough. I like how Lange plays inside. He's a keeper, man. I'd bring him back for sure.
Versatile too. He can play on the outside.
Yep. You ever been to Buffalo? You can answer that question. I gotta go take a leap.
All right, so I'll go into that one. So yeah, after the Jets beat the Patriots week 16 with the Decker touchdown, we got our tickets to go out to Buffalo, took the road trip, stayed overnight. Me, my dad, Tyson, and a few other friends. We were in the hotel playing beer pong overnight until I think like 5, 6 in the morning. Got an hour and a half of sleep, woke up, went to the tailgate, talking so much shit to every Bill fan. We had our, thanks Rex Ryan banners, and we were so full of ourselves, talking so much shit. And then, of course, we walk into the stadium, and as we're watching the players warming up, you could just see guys were freezing cold. I forget who we talked to a few weeks afterwards. It might have been Malden, or there was somebody that we talked to. I forget, one of the Jets younger players, and he was just saying, yeah, we were really cold, and we just weren't feeling it. And then obviously the game was just a complete disaster. Tyson was sitting front row for the Kenbrell Tompkins drop at the end of the game, which again took his soul.
It was right
you can see that on TV. Yep, right in front of you. And yeah, I mean, we haven't recovered since. The drive home was a nightmare. We hit a blizzard on the way back, 7 hours in the car. Nobody said a word. It was just a nightmare.
Disaster. Absolute disaster. One of the worst. Painful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm fine with Mosley, Hewitt, Lang, and Cashman as our middle linebackers next season. Cashman, he's never healthy, dude. What happened? No, Owasu was only a 1-year deal, right? He didn't play all sure either.
They could bring him back. I mean, he's not going to get anything on the open market because him and Mosley played well together in Baltimore. So bring him back on a cheap deal.
Bill Cowher reminds me that cute girl in high school. People told me he was checking me out. Spoiler: he's not coming to New York. Oh, well, he doesn't have to go to New York. He has to come to New Jersey. So I still have hope. Let's see. Can we have a turnaround like the Dolphins in 1 year?
They could hire the right coach. They could.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, does Primetime like sauce on his wings?
All right, so we'll go into this again. I do like sauce on my wings, but you can't just dump, a whole thing of hot sauce on there and toss it around in the bowl and then serve it. It's got to be actually cooked on. I need a little crisp on there. So I'm the same way with like ribs, any kind of sauce. It's got to be actually cooked into the meat that I'm eating. It can't just be like poured on top. Can't do that.
Okay.
It's like a texture thing, I think. I don't know.
A lot of talk about the jerseys. I can't get into the jerseys. I just don't care.
The picture still fascinates me that they advertised.
Yeah, they're all gone.
The only 2 guys that are left are Sam and Herndon, and they're both probably gone at the end of the year.
Yep. No, it's pathetic at this point.
Yep.
Let's see. No condiments. A lot of jersey conversation here. Tyson, will you purchase a Trevor Lawrence jersey? I will not. Primetime, what was your dinner?
Haven't eaten dinner yet.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm having. Got some leftover Chinese in the fridge. That might be it.
Let's see. Something was good. I just missed it. Shit. Shit. What's your favorite game you guys have been to? I think we get that. We get that every live stream, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, prime time.
Jets Packers.
Yep.
Swing of emotions that day was just phenomenal. You get there early on for the tailgate, and you're thinking you have a shot at the division. You walk into the stadium, you're dejected. You think the season's over. Patriots come back, they win. Crowd goes nuts. Amazing feeling.
Yeah, mine was Jets Jaguars, the first home playoff game. Keyshawn had the game of his life. Jets won. We partied. We got there early as hell, and we stayed there late as hell too. And it was just like you had fans running on the park lot. They didn't even know each other, hugging each other and celebrating with champagne everywhere. It was
the last game at Giant Stadium was real good too when they played the Bengals Sunday night.
Man,
see, I wasn't even cold that game. That's the first thing everybody says who was at that game. Oh, it was freezing. I didn't even feel it. Like me and my dad, we went in that stadium 45 minutes before. Fireman Ed was doing chants about a half hour before.
Did you tailgate though?
Yeah, we tailgated. We tailgated and we walked. We were in the stadium 45 minutes prior because Ed said, "Get in the stadium early. We're gonna rock that place. We want to start doing chants early on." So we were in our seats 45 minutes prior to kickoff. There was a lot of people there. We had some chants going, and I was it was pure adrenaline. I wasn't cold at all.
I walked in like 15 minutes before the game started. We were hammered, but it was oof. Yeah. Who's better at beer pong between the two of you? Okay, I'll say you're better at beer pong. I'm better at cornhole then. So we'll go with that. What's your go-to meal after a practice? Like training? Just like protein drink, fruit, vegetables, something, anything just quick to get in your system, man. Let's see. How is the best Jets go alone back? How is the best Jets go alone back? I'll take Johnny Hector.
What's go alone back mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Where is another one up here? Should we keep Luvu? I mean,
yeah.
Were you guys there for the 2002 wild card versus Indy? Yep, I was there too.
There.
That was a lot of fun too. Definitely a fun one. Let's see. I'm trying to catch back up to all these things. Did your students have a good class tonight? We did. We did Superman punches. We did flying knees. I'm in a good mood, dude. The Jets. I mean, the whole media thing with Gates pissed me off. But I didn't take it out on them though. So, let's. Jameson Crowder sharing his thoughts just end the season.
Yeah, I'm sure he's ready to end the year.
Yeah. We'll do a couple more. We can wrap this up. What's the score of the game right now?
14-7 Ravens.
Nice.
Yep.
Probably a good game. Bring back the tailgates. I can't wait for tailgate, man. Let's see. I don't know. I think we're wrapping up. We're talking about Eagles here. This has been a long season. Fireman Ed chiming in now.
There we go. Ed's in the house.
Let's see. Me and Jameson are on the same page.
Jeez.
This is the whole thing with Luvu, man, is just him and Bless Austin yesterday was kind of annoying. I couldn't take it when Luvu was celebrating after the hit he had, then started celebrating. You're down by 30 points. Not a good look at all.
Him and Bless both.
Yeah. And they didn't even talk about that. They didn't ask that question in the press conference.
Can't do the same bet. 100 yards, that's asking a little much.
Yeah.
I'll do 5 catches again.
Should do a show during tailgating.
Could do that. I'd enjoy doing that, actually.
Tyson, how rough a time are your students in for if the Jets don't secure number 1 pick? Well, that's a good question because if they somehow fucking blow this, I'm going to be mad for about 2 weeks. I'm going to be angry. If we have number 2 pick, dude, because we blow it out of some stupidity, I'm going to be out of my mind pissed off. Well, you'd be pissed too, won't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That post game after that is going to be the Jets going to win a game and we're just going to be pissed.
See, but I want it more for the head coach. Oh, shit. Douglas is back. Browns just scored again.
Are you going to watch the game on Saturday? I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to watch it. How can you not watch that game on Saturday? Is the question, are we all going to watch it together? Is that what we're asking?
I'm in.
I guess what we'll do is we'll wrap this up, man. So tomorrow night, we're going to go 8 o'clock, Blog Talk Radio. If you guys, we tweet out the link. We get it out. So you guys want to listen live, you call in, you do that. And then we'll see how the week plays out. If prime time snowed in, maybe we do another one Wednesday night or some shit.
Yeah.
We do something on Friday. And that's it, man. We will talk to you guys either tomorrow night, Friday, Sunday, Saturday, one of these days.
Later.
Later.